Good morning. We are extremely pleased that you are here. It is good to come together for the purpose of co-creating. Do you agree? Yes. You are knowing what you are wanting? Yes. You are enjoying desire? Yes, yes. Especially those not quite yet fulfilled desires, yes? Yes. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Well, we always begin there because that is what we most want you to come to the place of being able to say yes to and really meaning it. Because you are eternal beings, which means you will never stop identifying new desires. And source energy will never stop fulfilling those desires. And therefore you will never stop your expansion, which means you will always be in a state of expanding, which means there will always be that which is yet to manifest. And if you're not all right with that, then you're going to eternally be unhappy. So it is so helpful to just relax and say, I am where I am in this eternal state of expansion. And as you relax into the idea of never getting it done, but instead of eternally expanding, as you relax into the idea that you are source energy here in this physical body. You are an extension of what we call pure positive energy because you are an extension of a source energy that is without resistance. In other words, you are an extension of a source energy that is a singular, if you will, vibration, meaning that there are not contradictory vibrations going on in that which is who you really are. So this non-resistant energy is pulsing within you. And what this gathering wants to talk about is, but where are you in vibrational relationship to what you have become? Every emotion that you feel, whether you call it joy or whether you call it despair, every emotion is about that relationship. When you feel despair, what that means is who you were before you were born and what life has caused you to become while you are in this physical body has caused the source energy part of you to be a particular vibration. And how you are approaching the subject of your life right now is now giving you vibrational feedback between those two vibrational points of relativity. So when you are feeling despair, what that means is your perspective of life right now has got you offering a vibration. It's sort of like beating a drum. I don't have enough money and no one loves me and things aren't going my way and I'm powerless. That's the despair sort of vibration. And as you're beating the drum of despair, you are activating a vibration within you that is so different from the vibration of empowerment and knowledge that is the source energy part of you that you feel the emotional discord. So despair just means you're really vibrating off track from who you really are. Love and appreciation means you're right on track. When you look at someone and you love them and you feel that love welling up in you, that feeling that you're experiencing means that what you're choosing to focus upon and the vibration that is activated by your perspective is so in sync with the emotion of who you really are that you are utterly in alignment. So in every moment, you, physical genius you, with all of the freedom to focus wherever you want to, you can focus out of alignment or in alignment. And you can tell in every moment by the way you feel how you're doing. Now what happens to you as you are in your physical body is you are observing things around you. And many of you say, but Abraham, there are things that I observe, and when I observe them, they just feel awful. And we say, then don't observe them. And you say, but how can I not observe what's going on right under my nose, or in the newspaper, or on the television, or on the other side of the world? How can I keep my nose out of all of that when there are realities happening all around me? I feel I should give my attention to the things that are real. And we say, if you say, I'm going to give my attention to the things that are real, or I'm going to give my attention to the things that are true. A lot of true things happening. Cancer's true. Terrorism's true. Bombs dropping on cities. It's true. So if you use truth as your criteria of that which you are going to give your attention to, then you may very well often find yourselves in vibrational discord to the way your source is looking at things. We would use a different criteria for that which we are choosing to give our attention to. And the criteria would be, how does it feel? Which means, I'm going to try to look at you. I'm going to try to look at this. I'm going to try to look at the world through the eyes of source. I'm going to try to see it as source sees it. And we want you to understand that source sees it as non-resistant. Source does not see your sickness. Source knows your wellness and holds the vibrational equivalent of wellness as a standard for you to reach for. So when you look at illness and you feel afraid, you've chosen a different standard. You've chosen some statistic. You've chosen some truth. You've chosen some x-ray. You've chosen someone's word. You've chosen the reality of what is as your reason to give your attention to it. But source doesn't, because if source were looking at it exactly as you're looking at it, you wouldn't feel the separation between you and source. And negative emotion is your indication of your temporary separation. Too strong of word, but you get the point. You're looking at it differently than source does. So when you hate someone, you're looking at it differently than source. And you say, but I'm justified. This person has wronged me. This person has deceived me. This person is giving me a lot of grief. And we say, maybe. And you maybe could get all of the courts in the land to line up with you. You could maybe get a group of people to listen to your case who would agree with you that you were absolutely right. But you will never get source to join you in the beating of the drum of what's wrong. Because source has agreed always to hold the vibrational standard of what life has caused you to become. Did you hear that? That's so important for you to hear, because what that means is you were source energy, you still are, but you were source energy before you came into this physical body. And as that source energy, you were pure positive energy. And now you're born into this body with this wonderful exposure to contrast, which will cause you as source and you as this physical being to expand. So life causes you to know what you don't want, which causes you to know what you do want. And in the moment that you have that experience, source goes right to what the expanded life has caused you to conclude would be better, and incessantly holds the vibration of that. And now here you stand, wherever you stand, in relationship to that. And you never need to worry. Source will never lead you to murder. Source will never lead you to wrongdoing. Source will never lead you astray from that which is God. Source is the non-physical, vibrational equivalent to all that you consider to be good. And when you allow yourself to follow that guidance, it's guidance that you can count on. But friends, it's guidance that is uniquely and specifically tailored to you. Oh, what supreme guidance you have access to. And it's present within you all day, every day, in your emotional center. Can you imagine taking your canoe down to the river's edge? You've got your paddles in the boat already, and you put it in the water and you deliberately turn it upstream and start paddling. And we say, turn it around and go with the flow, or even stop paddling. And you say, oh, Abraham, that just seems lazy. And we say, but how long can you keep this up? And you say, I don't know, but I've got a lifetime to figure it out. And then you go on to explain that this is just what your family does. My mother paddled upstream, my father paddled upstream, her mother paddled upstream. In fact, everyone that I know that is worth anything is paddling upstream. And all of the trophies and all of the monuments are given only to those who paddle upstream. And we say, but how long can you keep that up? So the stream was flowing before your body turned up here. powerful current of well-being. And then you got here and your life caused you to add to the stream. I'd like that, I prefer that, I'd like that. And the more you live, the faster the stream goes. And so you have created for yourself what we lovingly and accurately call this magnificent vibrational escrow that is the culmination of that which you have become, that is offering a signal that is calling you to it. And you can tell when you're moving with the stream, and you can tell when you're bucking the current. A couple of weeks ago, dear friends invited Jerry and Esther while they were in Colorado to go whitewater rafting. And the stream was a very fast-moving river. It had falls that had been rated at 1, 2, 3, and even several 4s. And some of the other companies that were on the river at the same time actually took their boats out of the water and drove around a good section of this. But Jerry and Esther and their friends went right through it all. And it occurred to them as they were in the stream that it would have really taken some doing to go against that flow. That flow was moving. And while they did work hard at times to push against the current in order to place themselves in the stream, that stream was flowing. The stream was flowing, and as they relaxed and allowed the stream to carry them, they realized that it would not have been possible for them for any period of time to move upstream. Sometimes when your stream slows down a little bit because of your withdrawal from life or because of your contradicted energy, you feel more tempted than others to paddle against the current. But we want to appeal to your logic. We want you to understand that there is no reason ever to fight against anything. If you can relax in the stream where you are in an attitude of trust, the stream knows where you want to go and will take you there. That, in very brief words and in a way we can feel that you are understanding, is what the art of allowing really means. The art of allowing really means that I know that I am good and I trust that the stream is carrying me to the fulfillment of the goodness that I have specifically been inspired to. I know that the stream is good and I know that it is carrying me there, and my role is to find alignment and harmony with the stream. I'm not here to prove anything. I'm not here to stand against anything. I'm not here to fix anything. I'm not here to prove you wrong. I'm not here to take all of the ideas that exist and whittle them down to just a handful of good ideas. I'm here, we're speaking on your behalf, as a part of source energy for the glory of the expansion of all that is. And the current of well-being is so strong, if I will relax and allow it to carry me, it will. Now, for some of you, that's a little hard because you want to work hard and you want to justify your well-being. But what we've noticed as we watch you, that in every moment that you are in the mode of justifying something, you're pushing against the stream and you are slowing your arrival at where you really want to be. Every time you are justifying, every time you are defending, every time you are pushing against what you do not want, you have set yourself into a vibration of resistance, and the stream is beating you up. The stream that was set into motion before you got here, and the stream that you have added to the current of with every exposure to every experience that you have lived, that stream is really flowing. And when you let yourself flow with it, you thrive. And when you do something less than that, you thrive less than that. Can you hear that? Jerry and Esther noticed that in this stream there were big boulders, a lot of them. And the boulders were not moving with the current. And when their boat approached those boulders that were not moving with the current, it was a bit of a problem. In other words, imagine yourself with your feet nailed to the floor of that river stream with this water moving past you. In other words, in no case did Jerry and Esther say, drop us off here, we'll just stand next to this boulder for a few hours and let this raging water make its way past us. In every case, they knew it was better to let the current carry them.